Hey, hello Earth signs, it's Meredith. I am here with your full moon lunar eclipse in Leo reading. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, we're going to check out the energies that you will be navigating through the eclipse. So a little bit of info on the eclipse itself. The major influence is the moon squaring Uranus in the eclipse. So here are some of, and I'm doing this intro for every video, so skip it if you've watched some of the others, just fast forward a little bit to get to the nuts and bolts. But some of the potential influences that are affecting us right now would be mood swings, impulsive reactions, inability to focus, feeling rebellious, and easily distracted, slightly unsettled, some challenging anticipatory energies. And this is not a time to make sudden changes, sudden decisions about, that create big changes in your world, because while there may be a thrill to it in the moment, the long-term energetic expense of it creates chaos and disharmony. So while the eclipse beautifully brings us an opportunity for change, it's important to consider the opportunities several days past the eclipse so that you can be sure that you are choosing in alignment and harmony with what's in your heart space for what you have been manifesting for quite a while. So just keep that in mind. This could be a time of emotional outbursts for people and feeling emotionally sensitive. It's a good idea to stay in the energy of allowing, adaptability, open-mindedness, and demonstrate some self-control right now. The other square going on here in the eclipse is Mercury squaring Uranus. So this is a time where we might be feeling some nervous tension, some unsettled emotions. Unexpected forces could change plans for us. The rhythm of life seems to be speeding up, and we feel like we're having to catch up. And the biggest thing that I have heard from so many of you recently, this past week, and have experienced my own self, or communication mishaps where we're not expressing ourselves well, and then in hindsight we're a little upset emotionally that we did not express ourselves well. We'd like a do-over. So however you are communicating important conversations, whether it's text, email, letter, one-on-one conversation, phone calls, whatever it is, really consider what you're about to say and how it might be received, and be sure that you are speaking from your heart space and that you express yourself fully. Otherwise you may be deciding that you'd really love a do-over. Okay. The other great thing about the Mercury-Uranus square is that we have an opportunity to look at our current life experiences from a variety of perspectives, which could produce breakthroughs and epiphanies for us. So there's also a lot of chance encounter moments on offer to us, and again, those may be thrilling, and the opportunities they present may be spontaneous. However, the energy of them could be quite short-lived, with a high price tag energetically on the other side of it. So consider these things quite carefully. Keep a flexible, open mind, okay? All right, so those are some of the energies that we are currently navigating because of the oncoming eclipse, and they may hang in there a few days after as well, so just keep it in mind. United States, West Coast, it happens on the 20th at 9:16 p.m. East Coast happens at 12:16 a.m. on the 21st. So if you can get out there and look at it, go for it. All right, these cards over here are from the bottom of the deck. You've got 3 of them, and these are the theme cards for what you Earth signs may be experiencing as a result of the eclipse. This is the body of it. We'll get to it in a minute. And also keep in mind that the eclipse energy has a lifespan of approximately 6 months. So some of what we turn over here could be on offer to you for the next 6 months. So the theme of the eclipse for the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you start out with, hey, the Two of Cups, look at you. And you got a little bit of an eclipse there too. Beautiful. So as you know, this is beloved relationship. It's offering a cup, receiving a cup, exchanging cups, which is really sweet. And for some of you, this is like a long process fulfilling, okay? So it's very exciting. If you are not interested in a message of beloved relationship when the Two of Cups shows up, this is anything that you are in love with. A project, an adventure, a creative process, how you are of service with your work. This is positive energy all the way around. It's fortune smiling upon you. That's what I feel here. Coming with it, yeah, look at that, the Magician. This message on this card is literally make what you want real. So I feel here my guides are saying you've got the Midas touch right now when it comes to manifestation. And next to the Two of Cups, your beloved relationship, your consideration of one, your project, your adventure, whatever the scenario is, there are gifts on offer to you from the universe at large. You are being like plugged into a divine socket. And you're being fully charged by the universe, which is so exciting. And then, oh look, see, we have an ace. The cosmic hand. Creative fire, passion, there's movement, energy, excitement, travel, and it adds to the message here of the Magician of making what you want real. One of the themes in this particular deck, Sawyer's Path, is that we have what I'm referring to are like little thought bubbles. We see them around some of the knights. We see them around the kings and queens in this deck in particular, but it shows intention, having a vision, being a visionary. And that's what I see here. You have a lot of creative fire for your vision, and you're bringing it to life with the Magician. And it's something that you are deeply in your heart space in love with, connected to. That's fantastic. That's really powerful energy for the theme of a reading. But when you consider that we're discussing an eclipse, this is energy on offer to the earth signs for the next 6 months at the very least, maybe longer. There are other eclipses too, so this isn't the only one. All right, the intention of the cards here in the body of the reading are, what are we eclipsing in? So what are we attracting, bringing in for ourselves potentially? And then these cards down here are meant to be the things that we are eclipsing out, the things that we are intending to release and let go of. So, eclipsing in, we have Queen of Swords. Ooh, I love her. You know, I say this often, the King and the Queen of Swords kind of get a bad rap for being cold. And she's considered bitchy. And I disagree with that completely. And especially when you see her in the Sawyer's Path Tarot, because here she is coming out of a rose, a red rose at that. So my feeling about the King and the Queen of Swords is because they are of the intellect, they've got a lot of air energy, but their message is about making decisions for the collective. So while you're making decisions, earth signs, for yourself and how you're going to prosper and benefit your own life, you're not thinking just of yourself. You're thinking of all the important people connected to you and how the decisions you make eventually affect them. And that's really beautiful. Another deck that I have, Bonefire Tarot, I know you've all seen it more than once in the dailies, but the king on that one, the King of Swords in that one, he's holding an infant. And I love that artwork because, you know, it shows how the king and the queen make decisions. If they're holding infants in their arms while they're making decisions, they're not thinking just of themselves. So this card is very important. It means that you have gotten quite serious about the choices on offer to you now and the considerations that you have been turning over for quite a time, quite a spell, and you're headed in a new direction for your own self. Your discernment is very clear. I love that she's got the big sword here, but she's got the small dagger here at the third eye and crown. So this is communing with her own higher self, wisdom, the divine, and then holding the vision for the guidance on offer to her, but also it's her channeling her expertise, her experience, and her wisdom. And that's what I feel is happening for you, Earth signs. You're taking this stance. Your considerations are all encompassing. Really sweet. Let's see what comes next. The Empress. Yeah, it doesn't get much more beautiful than her. She's the mother of the tarot. You know, she brings a message of incubation, pregnancy, fertility, generosity, abundance. You know, she is holding a cornucopia, so it's speaking to abundance in all of its forms, not just financial, but there are plenty of resources on offer. She's gestating, she's incubating on things that are important to her, and I love seeing that right next to the Queen of Swords, because this lady doesn't mess around. You know, she doesn't suffer a fool, she doesn't suffer her own foolishness. She's very clear and decisive, but you bring clarity and decisiveness next to this beautiful, creative, fertile mother energy of the Empress, and what a combo you have. So things are done with gentleness, which I see. You know, this little deer. Deer bring the message of gentle changes and 40-day cycles. So consider that as well. Plus, you have a beautiful sun there on the card, and she just looks gracious, serene, at peace. This is what you're bringing in, Earth signs. Gentle changes, decisive decisions, so decisively made, and made through your own heart space. Lovely. And then you have the Three of Wands. Ooh. So this is a journey begun for you. You're on a new path. And my feeling is it's all driven by what's over here in your theme cards. The Two of Cups, the Magician, and the Ace of Wands. You are very driven right now. If we add that ace to this 3, we get the Four of Wands, which is the honeymoon card. It's one of the happiest cards in the minor suits of tarot. It's bliss, love, joy, living the benefits of love. So for many of you, this is an expanding and enriching commitment within your existing relationships. And for just as many of you, this is you embarking on a brand new relationship. And again, for those of you who are not applying this to beloved relationship over here on the Two of Cups, this is whatever you have a love and a passion for. And you have all of this goodness being channeled into it, which is fantastic. So you've got a vision forming. It feels brand new. There can be travel on this card as well as the ace. Yes, lots of movement, lots of creative fire for exactly what you're going after at this time. It's the universe and its cosmic hand saying, here it is, and serving it up for you. Go for it. Let's see what miracles you can make with it. That's beautiful. I do feel specifically that some of you are committing to a relationship with someone, and it's bringing you a greater sense of bliss than you could have ever imagined when you were at the very beginning stages of considering it. And now you have this Queen and you have the Empress in support of that relationship, and it's opening up brand new doors for you on this 3, and you're walking through them without hesitation, because, you know, since June, well, it's longer, but I've only had this channel since June. So the messages that have come daily, weekly, monthly, since then have been in support of just this very thing. And it took a long time for so many of you to embrace the idea of new relationship, or the healing or deepening connection of existing relationships. And now that you've got your whole heart into it, you're watching miracles happen. And that's such a beautiful thing. Congratulations. All right, let's take a look at the energies that you are moving out with this eclipse. Oh, perfect. 8 of Swords. That is such a challenging card. It is a card of mental anguish. And oftentimes, traditionally, we see on this card a woman surrounded by swords, you know, blindfolded. She's got rope tying her hands, and she feels stuck. The truth is, though, the rope's not knotted. She could easily undo it. And once that's undone, she could pull the blindfold off. So where we see it in this position is underneath the Queen, who brings us all of her self-mastery, which is fantastic. And this is you putting to rest your mental chatter, your monkey mind, your vulture thoughts. You're like, enough, I'm done. I'm beyond this now. I'm setting myself free. And you've done a great job of it. So while we see her still in the circle of swords, we still see the rope, we still see the blindfold. Because we're reading this in a fashion of what you're letting go of, more and more of this disappears from your life over the next 6 months. So you're not trapping yourself. You're over that. You're refusing to allow that BS to exist for you any longer. So rather than keeping a blindfold on or feeling like your hands are tied or that you're stuck in any way, you're very solution oriented, and you're so direct, efficient, and quick about it. Because this, as I said, this lady, she does not mess around. You are not messing around any longer. You're not going to allow yourself to get twisted up in the monkey mind and have it affect your joy, your bliss, everything that you've created with these cards here. Let's see what's next. Death card. Yeah, look at you. Love that this is with the Empress, because Death card, Scorpio, oh sweet Scorpio, simultaneous endings and beginnings on this card. It's a fantastic card. So here you have the ship sailing to the horizon here. This is the new beginning, the fresh start. And here you have the Three of Wands, also a journey begun. It's movement. You are moving in the direction of your goals, dreams, and your own personal miracles, Magician card. And you are living from your heart space. 2 of Cups, Queen of Swords, in a rose, Empress. Like, it doesn't get much better than that. This card is freedom and liberation all day long for you. It's easy for you to be decisive about the things that no longer serve you, that have to pass out of your life. You're letting them go, 8 of Swords, and you're moving toward this beautiful horizon, Empress, 3 of Wands. Fantastic. And then, oh, look at this. The 5 of Wands. Petty inner arguments, or as a friend of mine says, you're finally shushing. That's my own word. The petty tyrant within. So this is, you know, argument for the sake of argument. And this is, again, sometimes the unceasing chattering ego, the conversation that never stops in your own head but has you second guessing everything, 8 of Swords. This is coming to an end. This is exactly one of the things that is passing out of your life. You're putting an end to that. I love that we have a white fire here, because up above it we have a yellow, vibrant, creative, passionate fire, but this is a fire of divine purity, burning off all the BS that keeps you from letting go of this rope and tearing off that blindfold and walking away from all that BS. But this is what you're doing. This is all the stuff that you are eclipsing out, because your heart space is just vibrating with such magnetism to bring you all that the Empress would offer, and the Ace, and the Magician, and the Two of Cups. Like, why would you spend any time over in these cards at all? We've all done it. It's created contrast. It's given us perspective. It's turned us into solution-oriented people, which is fantastic. So here we can have gratitude for this. But this is what we are leaving behind also with gratitude. All right. That's it, Earth signs. What a fantastic reading for you. What a blessing. I really encourage you, if your sun's a fire sign, if your moon is an air sign, watch those videos as well, because it'll give you the full perspective of what's going on in the eclipse for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe here on the channel, and I'll be back very soon with a fresh message. Bye for now.